Hey, this is Nick Tano with another Fiverr video analysis. This is just a follow-up from our first video that we did. We gave some things to work on to everyone viewing. We really talked about spine tilt in our first video, and how important that was to stay behind that ball. And I'm really pleased with the progress that we're making here. I mean, it looks 10 times better. And I read the reviews or the comments that you made, Steve, and I was really pleased to hear everything went really well. All right, Steve. So right here on your left is the original video you had sent me a few days ago. Um, we, oops, wrong vid or wrong line. So here's our spine going straight up and down. Maybe you have a little bit of tilt there, but really, I really like the work that you did here. I mean, you really matched it with what Tiger was working on. You can really kind of see it in your shoulder line in there a little bit. Compared to here, we're a little bit flatter, but I really like the setup on the right a lot better. One thing that I still, or that I want you to at least keep track of is I do want those hands ahead. They are a little bit leaning ahead. I'd like to have it about here or so, just to keep them ahead of the ball. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second. But that's the only thing I'd change to your setup. Everything looks really good there. So let's. I shouldn't have erased all that, but let's go to the top here, and let's see how our progress is moving to the top. So before we get up there, all right, let's say that's it. Before we are at a negative angle, maybe negative 10 degrees or so, ish, maybe possibly. I mean, one could argue it's here at 75. I would say it's probably more at 80 right there compared to what we've been working on. And I'm really pleased with everything, man. You've done a lot of good work here where we're at right now. All right, belt buckle through the nose there. Looks really good. Actually, let me get rid of this. You would say probably about there compared to here. So obviously, huge transformation here. You're very stacked over. You should be feel very stacked over the inside of this foot here. It looks like you're in a very powerful position. I mean, your shoulders are turned well past 90 degrees, so you're going to get a lot of distance out of a position like this. So let's go back here, draw these again, and let's head down into the downswing. So like I said, everything we talked about in the first video, you are hitting on point. Your left shoulder is over your right knee. It's perfect there. And it's obvious to me your weight is on the inside of this foot down here. Like I said, everything looks really good. So let's head down into the downswing here, and I want to point something out to you. So I don't know, maybe you have battled hooks in the past, possibly, but it looks like we're just afraid to kind of release toward the target. Now that we've cleaned up our backswing, we can talk about something else that I've spotted anyway. Possibly that we could be a little bit afraid to kind of turn through it. Like I said, possibly it could be due to hooks, or could be kind of a control issue, but I really want you to start working on getting a full release. So you have a really nice lag here. You have a roughly 78 degrees, which you can hit a lot of powerful golf shots from there. As we come in, though, we lose that lag a little bit. So I want you to work on holding that angle that you've created here. You've got a powerful position right there as you're coming down. So I want you to work on maintaining that, and at the same time rotating. One little swing thought for you as far as rotation wise is think about that belt buckle pointing about, let's say at the target would be this way. Okay, I don't want you to point it at the target at impact. Let's point it in this direction. You know, roughly, let's call it 75 degrees. If 90 degrees was our target here, um, or 0, as it says on the computer, but let's just say if 90 degrees was the target here, let's just say roughly about 75%. And I'll show you on the next video kind of how Tigers does it in his ways. But we see, I'll show you something here. Let me get it. All right. See how at impact our shaft is just barely ahead. I mean, if not straight up and down, you can gain a lot of distance still, especially with your irons. If we work on maintaining staying ahead of that golf ball, if that shaft is more in this, oops, let me get rid of that arrow so it's less confusing. If that shaft was more in this direction, you know, leaning that much more forward, I'm telling you, man, on your irons, it looks like you're hitting about a 7 iron. You probably could gain about 15, probably 15, 20 yards, maybe pushing it, but I'd say 10 or 15 for sure, possibly 20 once you start really building up your speed and confidence. So this is the next thing we're going to talk about in the next video, but I know this first video here, you really just wanted to kind of compare where you were before and after when we started working on things. And like I said, you've done really, really well, and I'm really, really pleased with the progress. It feels like, you know, I would have been there helping you rather than on the computer. So you know, this is great. You did a really good job, especially at impact. Like I said, we're just going to work on maintaining that spine angle going back, and obviously you do that. Maybe maybe we stand up a little bit straighter here, but I mean, just it's a thing that you're just gonna have to keep working on. It's not something that you're gonna get overnight, of course. um, but I mean, as far as compared to this video up here, it's drastically different and drastically better. Your new position here, we can still work on maintaining a little bit more tilt as far as that, but you know, it looks pretty good to me. I really like the progress, and I just wanted to say great job for that.